Okay, welcome to ARC's office in Cooper, and these are the Covid plasters. This was work we did when the office was empty during lockdown, and we took the opportunity to experiment with clay plaster, working with Becky Lissel from Rebirth. And we took the three colours that were already in the building, and we developed a range of mixes to experiment with different textures and colours and materials and finishes, and looking at the potential for clay plaster within our own space. And there was an overriding theme about woodland. So this is looking at a kind of an imitation of bark, and within the texture of the clay. And this one I call chaos. This is what it's like to look up in the canopy of trees during a wild storm and everything in turmoil. And other ones were a more technical thing. Here we were looking at how much you can allow clay to crack and to peel without it actually falling off the wall, and taking it to that limit. And this piece, this was using stencils to look at an imitation of birch tree in the wood. And other ones here we played with embossed netting, and this was a kind of a documentation of the plaster we had used at the Chelsea Flower Show, which the walls there were actually demolished, so we wanted to record a physical example of that. And a range of other ones, and part of what we were looking at was how it played with the reflectings of light, the use of different tools, and the effects on acoustics as well. So that's one wall. The other wall is rather different. It's just one large panel. And here, again, there are two contrasting finishes. The upper one, we were looking at the effect, really trying to imitate the effect of dappled light coming through a tree canopy at an angle. And the lower panel is a very dark clay mixed with a special Welsh sand, and it's cut in vertical lines in a way that changes as you go along it. And when we did this piece, we were listening to the radio and hearing what was going on at that time with a lot with Black Lives Matter and the podcast from the Grenfell Fire Inquiry. And so we were thinking about that in our work and how these things sit together. So it's called Wake, and we were thinking, the wake behind ships from Africa to America, and maybe the smoke rising from a fire, and just looking at how much with clay plaster you can make it thick and cut it, and how far it will go before it will actually fall apart and come away. And so these are the Covid plasters. It was great fun. It was very interesting. We learnt a lot. And if you're ever in Cooper, come and see the real thing.